When it comes to storage units, one man's junk is a reality star's million-dollar payday, but the real drama wasn't happening on camera. From robberies to an ugly split to a wedding and a drive-by, buckle up, here's what the cast of Storage Wars is up to nowadays. Happily married duo Dan and Laura Dotson were the masterminds behind the Storage Wars operation, acting as the auctioneers selling off the storage units. While the series was brought to life by executive producer and narrator Tom Beers, the Dotsons were his main inspiration. The couple pitched the concept to TV networks after starting their own YouTube channel in 2007.
Give him a high buff. I gotta look perfect. I make my money with that hand.
The good news is the Dotsons are still together and still in the business. Their company is thriving in California, and they've even gone national. Their most valuable locker just might be a unit that contained a safe with $7.5 million in cash, which they unloaded for $500 according to The Blast. But the couple has experienced their share of hardships too. In 2014, TMZ reported that Dan suffered a double aneurysm and fully recovered despite the very slim odds. Then, their son Garrett was struck in a drive-by shooting in 2020, according to Outsider. After a long and arduous recovery period, he survived. The Dotsons rejoined the cast when Storage Wars returned in 2021. Barry Weiss is the resident collector of the series. His oddball personality was perfect for television, which is likely why he scored 2 spin-offs, Buried Treasure and Storage Wars: Barry Strikes Back. Barry's most entertaining moments involved the extremes he took to throw off other buyers on the show, including hiring a butler for the day and enlisting psychics to suss out a locker.
I don't need to know what's in there, I get a feel.
Weiss left the show after season 4 in a blaze of glory. According to TMZ, he had surgery on his femur and back following a 2019 motorcycle accident. But nothing can keep a legend down. In 2021, he returned for season 13 in style, with both the cast and viewers at home elated to see him.
Did you miss me?
Dave Hester was always happy to play the resident troublemaker, and no one was better at nabbing a good deal or starting a fight with the other buyers.
But I'm not done pissing everybody off.
Even though his rags to riches thrift store closed in 2012, Dave still works in the business. He now runs his own auction, appraisal, and liquidation company. His relationship with the show has become strained, however. According to USA Today, he reportedly called out producers for strategically placing items in storage units for dramatic effect, and got the boot. He turned around and sued the company for wrongful termination, also alleging the show manipulates the outcome of certain auctions by paying for storage units on behalf of the weaker cast members who lack both the skill and financial wherewithal to place winning bids. In 2014, the lawsuit was settled out of court, but that wasn't his first legal battle. Dave sued Trey Songz for using Dave's signature phrase since 2009, according to The Sun. They reached an undisclosed settlement, and Dave currently holds the trademark on Ivy Calvin joined the show in season 3, standing out amongst the crowd of jokers with an eye for good deals. His cutthroat attitude makes sense, especially considering that he spent his younger years playing football and competing as an MMA fighter. With his successful California thrift store Grandma's Attic, Ivy earned the nickname the King of Palmdale.
Who's the man? Ivy's the man. I'm the Black Hercules. That's what I do.
M-O-N-E-Y.
Since his original appearance on the show, business has been steady for the star. He even created a Cameo account for fans. As for his personal life, Ivy married his wife Wendy in 2014, and the couple have 2 sons, Ivy Jr. and Isaiah. Both kids have appeared on the show, and when Storage Wars returned in 2021, Ivy was front and center. Darrell Sheets and his son Brandon brought a fun family dynamic to the series. Even though Darrell is choosy about which lockers he bids on, he's got a sixth sense when it comes to valuables. In 2012, he spent $3,600 on a locker full of Frank Gutierrez artwork. The locker was eventually appraised for $300,000, making it the show's largest payout ever at the time.
Chalk one up for Team Tank Top.
In 2014, Darrell got serious about his health and dropped 40 pounds with Nutrisystem. His renewed outlook on life even transferred to his business. He told the weight loss outlet, "Hope is having $200 to buy a locker and a chance to change your life. It's that same hope that motivated me to lose weight. I knew life would be much sweeter when I achieved my goal." Darrell nearly walked away from the show in 2015 after A&E reportedly planned to cut his salary in half, according to TMZ. But the star is still going strong, happily making an appearance in season 13.
Brandon may have got my good looks, but the jury's out on my smarts.
Brandon Sheets ran backup for his dad Darrell, and he knew how to sneak in a good bid when everyone else least expected it. While Brandon appeared alongside his dad for the show's first 9 seasons, he was noticeably absent by season 10. According to his since-deleted Twitter account, Brandon was let go due to budgetary reasons. He posted, "Funny how A&E fired me for lack of budget, but they still have their people follow me on social media and want me to do free stuff." It appears that Brandon has left the biz altogether. He moved to Arizona, where he lives with his wife Melissa and their 2 kids. And as of 2022, he works as a UPS driver, posting to Instagram, "I love what I do, from customer interactions to making sure people are getting their products, merchandise. This is what makes me happy." He also regularly shares his cooking on social media, as well as comedy videos about his #average middle class lifestyle. Husband and wife duo Rene and Casey Nezhoda made their series debut in season 4. They formerly owned the Bargain Hunters thrift shop in San Diego, which closed in 2021. According to the show, however, Rene has been turning a profit on storage lockers since he was 11 years old. Since appearing on the show, the duo has kept fans in the loop via their YouTube channel, where they have over 140,000 subscribers. In 2018, the couple revealed that they even purchased storage units that once belonged to Farrah Fawcett for $3,500. But Rene admitted,
It wasn't what we wanted. It wasn't this mega explosion unit, but we still found some stuff, so...
Unfortunately, the couple has recently faced some hard times. Their store was robbed in 2019, costing them nearly $4,000 in damage and lost goods. And again in 2021, according to TMZ. Nevertheless, they returned to the show that same year and have continued their high-profile hauls. Quirky treasure hunter Mary Padian got her start on Storage Wars Texas. She dumpster dived to stock her store, Mary's Finds, and producers moved her to California after the Texas spinoff was canceled.
Now, magic hopefully will happen.
Although she closed her store in Texas, Mary has since relocated back to Dallas, where she runs a virtual version of her shop. She's also become an influencer of sorts, partnering with nutrition brands as well as Kenyan nonprofit charity Ubuntu Life, which supports women and children through sustainable commerce. Mary reappeared on season 13 of the show as a guest and buddy of Brandi's. Kenny Crossley is a heavy hitter on Storage Wars. He formerly worked for the New Orleans Sheriff's Department before packing up and moving to California. He ultimately joined the show as a buyer in season 10. Since then, he's settled into the role of comic relief on the series. Remember the time he hit the jackpot when he found $26 of cold hard cash in his locker?
After doing the numbers, there's a 90% chance I won't regret buying this.
Following the show's original run, Kenny has been busy expanding his portfolio. According to his Instagram, he's a comedian, an MC, and he even has his own merch line featuring his signature catchphrase, "Kenny Do It." On his YouTube channel, he shares clips of his podcast and funny stories, including behind-the-scenes looks at his homemade pralines business, Jackie's. Of course, Kenny was back at the bidding for season 13. Edwina Registre and Shana Dahan, also known as the Vegas Ladies, appeared on seasons 11 and 12. The power duo met in high school where they both played in the orchestra and became best friends for life.
Do not throw this away. I will not. We will sell it.
Although their time on the show was short-lived, their passion for thrifting and their friendship is still alive. The two score Vegas thrift shops for the best deals and document their adventures on YouTube for their nearly 43,000 subscribers. Then they sell their favorite found pieces on their virtual shop, throw it in the cart. Army vet Edwina also dabbles in comedy, while Shana documents her adventures as a mom on her blog and Instagram. Brandi Passante and Jarrod Schulz have been a fixture on the show since season 1. The couple's squabbling and their dedication to the job made for such good TV that they scored their own spin-off show, Brandi and Jarrod Married to the Job, which also featured their 2 kids.
I could watch this all day long.
The pair returned for season 13 in 2021, where Brandi revealed that she and Jarrod had split after season 12.
If you sat next to me at a bar, I would move.
A month later, Jarrod was charged with 1 count of misdemeanor domestic violence battery against Brandi, according to Entertainment Weekly. Jarrod did not return for season 14. For her part, Brandi seems to be enjoying the single life, along with being a devoted mom. She has also become an advocate for victims of domestic abuse, posting to Instagram in October 2021, "Somehow, by the grace of God, I managed to escape a very difficult situation that so many people fall victim to. I will be eternally grateful for the life and freedom without fear that I get to live now." If you or someone you know is dealing with domestic abuse, you can call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233. You can also find more information, resources, and support at their website.